The essence of an effective and universal narrative is within the composer themselves. It is essential for the composer to create an art which challenges as well as entices its readers to be able to tie modern ideologies to the context of its text in order to establish a beneficial and perpetual narrative. Roberto Benigni's Life is Beautiful and Shakespeare's Othello both embody this belief through engaging their respective audiences of their times to connect a strong sense of understanding and relatability which remains relevant to our modern society. This is evident through their exploration and portrayals of fundamental human qualities, which can be reflected not only through fictional characters that we analyze, but also onto ourselves. This is seen through the dichotomy between beauty and destruction, and how emotions can force our vulnerabilities to surface. These undeniable qualities are effectively explored to expose the lengths taken to expose one's fatal flaws, and how elements as simple as our universal human experiences can lead to an individual's downfall. Beauty is so often connected to terror and destruction. It is a catalyst for which a story can flourish to thus create a timeless piece. Dichotomies between beauty and destruction can be manipulated in narrative through the use of internal and external influences, which are prevalently motivated by a character's emotions that drive them to act with minimal consideration to consequence. Benigni's 1997 film, Life is Beautiful, skillfully exemplifies how our motivations hide in the characteristics of who we are to create beautiful and meaningful existences, which can be seen within the context of finding humour within World War II. The film dichotomizes the beauty of who Guido is and the destructive world he is surrounded by, thus motivating his quest to protect the ones he loves. His repetition of referring to Dora as Principessa or Princess heavily symbolizes the first half of the film, which is purposefully narrated through a fairy tale nature in order to increase the tension that follows once they enter the concentration camp, which is explicitly explained to us within the opening scene. Like a fable, there is sorrow, and like a fable, it is full of wonder and happiness, thus creating a purpose for the character's determinations. His repetition further supports our understanding the jollity that is Guido's character, as we begin to root for him, believing that he can achieve anything in order to protect Dora and Josue. To compare, our understanding of our world through the use of storytelling may immerse its audiences with stunning beauty before subtly or extravagantly inflicting tragedy that concisely warns its audience of the threat of our hamartia, as seen in Shakespeare's play Othello. The contrast in which we see something beautiful then turned into something destructive is the relationship between Desdemona and Othello. The true downfall of their relationship lies within Othello's hamartia, his insecurity and jealousy. Shakespeare plays on this internal conflict of jealousy, which clouds moral judgments. I think my wife be honest, and think she is not. I think that thou art just, and think thou art not. The repetition of Othello's contradiction creates a perplexing suspense for the audience, for they are aware of the truth and can see the consequences of that judgment being clouded. This sense of internal conflict is an effective vehicle to portray the downfall of a character's vulnerability, which is where all decline begins to truly take form. Vulnerability should be greatly examined when determining how good a narrative is constructed, for its weakness is a universal experience which all audiences can connect with. It emphasizes the fragility of the human condition, as the essence of what makes us who we are can rapidly shift from our own downfall. Fatal flaws are commonly portrayed in narratives as a warning for the audience, while the most Machiavellian of the characters, Iago, can be perceived as one of the most vulnerable as well. O beware, my lord, O jealousy, it is the green-eyed monster which doth mock the meat it feeds on. While Iago appears to be warning Othello of his own jealousy, there is a level of belief that he himself has become a victim of his own vulnerability, and his jealousy could be also reflected through the green-eyed monster. His subtle doubt helps us shape our understanding that our universal experiences can be shared and connected even through the most cunning characters. In Life is Beautiful, our connection to who Guido represents for his loved ones as well as his audience comes to a complete turnaround as we near the end of the film. We are brought back to the dreamlike condition of the narrative Guido has originally crafted. However, this time he appears to have also become a victim of his vulnerability, in contrast to the beauty he had been able to orchestrate throughout the film. Maybe it is only a dream. We're dreaming, Josue. He delivers this with a melancholic sense of fear and urgency, an emotion seen for Guido. And this new sense of emotion reminds the audience of his morality, which Benigni skillfully does in order to remind the audience that everyone is susceptible to being a victim of their own vulnerability. An overall narrative, such as Life is Beautiful and Othello, inevitably help us shape our understanding of the world by examining our shared universal experiences. They aim to both celebrate and criticize the world we live in and what part we play in order to impact those around us and ourselves.